Hey, premium members, what an exciting day it was to be back in Blount County today. Yes, I was in Louisville, Tennessee, and I got one of our premium members to come out and greet me. He kind of surprised me. He said, hey, I'm coming. So there he was. We're talking about Christian Burns. He is also our tennis extraordinaire, our teacher there at Maryville High School. But Louisville, Tennessee, the post office, as you can see here, is not a very large town. We're talking about 4,500 people or less. Really not a big group, but it is certainly got a lot of charm. Things I didn't even know because you pass by it all the time. By the way, this is one of the cool things we like to do as premium members, is spotlight all things beautiful in East Tennessee. Welcome to the town of Louisville, not to be confused with Louisville, Kentucky, although they sound like sister cities. One's Louisville and one's Louisville. I come back from Delaware, there was Newark, and then in New Jersey it's Newark. Newark. It's kind of confusing, same spelling, but you know what? When you have towns like this, you have to really look under the hood. And I saw quite a bit of charm just when I moved up toward Beale Park. Have you been to Beale Park? Beautiful. I saw hazy sun and clouds, and with some developing showers and storms later, it was beautiful to see. A lot of folks taking a walk, maybe taking their dog for a little walk at the dog park. They got one of those. Love it. Maybe you have a smaller dog. This is the smaller section. They have another section for the bigger dogs, where it was actually quite busy when I was there. This person's having a good time fishing. You could do that there. Georges Creek is all part of the Tennessee Wildlife Resources and Agency, TWRA, as we like to call them. But K2 is actually expanding. This is the volleyball club. I didn't know if you knew, I didn't know that Louisville is home to a very prestigious volleyball club. And you say, well, that's kind of cool. Is that a gazebo? That's a gazebo. And if you look closely, they got the outdoor, they got the indoor, and they've outgrown this facility. So much so that when I talked to Crystal at the Dollar General, they have two of those. But one of the Dollar Generals that I went to, I saw Crystal. She says they're building a bigger facility just right next door. I said, well, that's kind of cool. So good for the volleyball fans out there. And if you like volleyball, Louisville may be a place that you hang out. By the way, they have a date going back to the 1800s. In fact, the 1840s, I read, is when things really started to gather. But they've got the beautiful silo. They got the beautiful greenery. They got horses. You say, is this the place near the airport? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they got not only horses, but they also have this guy, cock-a-doodle-doo. This one, I said, he had his eyes on me from the minute I walked up. I said, this is kind of cool. This is what, there's more than one. He's got friends. Oh, yes, all the hens hanging out there, but they all hang out by the native part. This is a cool little shop here if you like to do some shopping. The native goods. They got some goods since, I would say, 2005, but they've got a little shop there. They also have an herb farm. You got to check that out. They've got herbs, and they got flower power. This relates to actually we'll call it the European automotive specialists. They've got that group there too. But all these old bricks associated with St. Mark's Methodist Church goes back to the 1850s. So the bricks, they said, you got to take a picture of that. There's some history here, so that's kind of cool. So the portion of St. Mark's today is the older portion. Now, I had a chance to talk to Roy Dunmore. He came out, we had a little chat. He said, well, in addition to having a great bait and tackle shop, you wouldn't have a bait and tackle shop if you didn't have some water nearby. And there's a lot of reason to be in business here. But Roy said something interesting to me. He said he used to drive a truck. And when he did, because I asked him about McGee Tyson Airport. Do I have that next? Yeah, there it is. I said, is McGee Tyson, is it Alcoa or is it Louisville? Because I've heard it's Louisville. He says it's both. Oh, so maybe depending on what part of the runway you are, you might be connected to maybe Alcoa or perhaps Louisville. So I took a picture of both. You'll find McGee Tyson pictured in both my Alcoa and my Louisville pictures. I wanted to be fair and equitable. Oh, yes, there's the Sun Life Marina, Louisville Landing. They also have a Union Landing restaurant that's open year-round, and the Freedom Boat Club. Oh, is this near the airport? This is near the airport. You didn't know they had so much beautiful water there, but they do, and a great place to eat if you get a chance. But this is kind of the cool things. I also found some history when I talked to Debbie Walsh in the town hall, because Louisville has a nice town hall, as you'll see in the pictures on Facebook. But this building here was the site of a movie set. Now, I mean, not like last year or the year before, but like from the 1960s. I said, no way. She said, oh, yeah. So I went back, I took a picture of this from today, and then I took a picture of the picture that she showed me inside the town hall. Don't you like the thorough research I like to do? Now, this is from 1963, and that is, in fact, a big old bright light, like studio lights, camera action. And who was starring in this film? What was the name of the film? It was called The Fool Killer. At the Harper store during the summer of 1963. They had many locals appear in the film, that's key, as extras, but it starred Tony Perkins, Eddie Albert, and Eddie Albert Jr. So if you ever happen to rent or check out the Fool Killer, you will actually see Louisville in the picture. I think that's kind of cool. Lights, camera, action, but we do so much now with Jupiter so close, but I thought that was kind of neat. By the way, lots of water around Louisville. Check it out. And if you want to go back, they have lots of boats in storage, so you know they've got a very busy marine life here. But when you go back to the 1840s, as Debbie Walsh was kind enough to show me this picture, she said this is kind of what Louisville looked like in the early days. So from yesteryear to today. Hello, there's Christian Birds. Had a great time, and thank you. Christian, we actually, there aren't too many places to eat. Now, there is a Marathon gas station. They have a little diner, so to speak, in there. But we ended up supporting Blount County because not only did Christian eat lunch with me, but we also had it with his wife, Melissa. So we had a good time today. We went to Chick-fil-A in Maryville, so it was just nearby. Anyway, thank you so much. I want to bring you up to speed on where we are on our count. Our count for these spotlights now, number 1 through 21 on page 1 from Seymour, Bean Station, Talbot. And now we've gone through Sweetwater, Jefferson City, Morristown at the bottom of this list. Go to page 2. There it is. We've had Louisville today, Oak Ridge last Wednesday. It was delayed because of storms. And then Kodak, and a couple of weeks back, was Friendsville. So we've been in Blount County as recently as 2 or 3 weeks ago, White Pine before that. But I'm kind of curious where you like me to go. Where's your Captain Accurate go next? And do you like these spotlights? I appreciate your support because I couldn't do them without you. By the way, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.